Gotta get the tissue. I'm good.
Whew. Here we go here. Alright, so everybody out there in the land, we have visitor here today to the class live in session, so y'all will have to wait out there. So what's your name?
Josh.
Josh? Where you from?
Virginia.
Virginia?
Yeah.
You came up here to do the knowledge of this, or you moved up here otherwise?
So both. So I moved to Brooklyn. I go to college up in Brooklyn.
All right.
And yeah, I'm also here learning knowledge.
What you majoring in over there?
Some music technology, entrepreneurship, and production.
All right, that's peace. So, in terms of what you learned already, right? What you know about us.
I'm not a religion, but a way of life.
Mm-hmm.
We believe the black man is the original man. We about promoting peace, we the woman and children.
Mm-hmm. So, what's your understanding of all those things? Like how you see it, what draws you to that kind of teaching?
For me personally, never having the strongest connection with believing in God in the spiritual sense of like, I guess he's omnipotent in that sense. Like I feel like he's more of a spiritual force within yourself. So I got some early knowledge on the nation, the God's nurse. That kind of hit me off. And now I'm just here to really come to a couple classes and see if I'm gonna go all the way.
All right. So, certainly coming all the way from there, you got some questions or something. Like, what questions do you have about, that will help you grasp the concepts of what we deal with better?
From your perspective, break down the 120 and what it means.
See, 120 is not actually the foundation of our teachings. The foundation of our teachings is supreme mathematics and supreme alphabet. So 120 is a story about good people and bad people, right? And what happened when they mix together. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the Bible or the Bhagavad Gita or any of these books. These is all stories about God and the devil, you know what I mean, positive and negative. If a positive man get into this situation right here, how he handled it and how he came out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got the story of Lot, the story of Job, all these different stories, but it's about your mindset, right? And if you have, you know, an organized way of coming to a conclusion from whatever it is that you read. You know what I mean? So, for instance, uh, you know, I don't know what your background is, but, you know, for me, right, coming from Christianity, uh, you know, when the 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 preachers, they identified the people in the church in that book as slaves. You know what I'm saying? They say, you know, we the people that's lost from home for 400 years and all of this stuff, right? So when you read in the Bible, that's how you reading it. You see what I'm saying? But so what I'm saying is that it could be 120, it could be the Bible, it could be the Quran. But when we read that text, whatever it is, we're God in that text. You see what I'm saying? We not so. It's just like you know, other people got those same lessons, right? But see, you know, in there you will see that it's lessons that say, you know, also Muslims and Muslim saints. Some people, that's where they see themselves. You see what I'm saying? But for us, the first degree where it says who is the original man, the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization and God of the universe. We see ourselves in that degree. So that's the way we read all the rest of it. You see what I'm saying? So it's you know, if you just read the 120, you're gonna see you know, the same thing. You know, it's really about the mindset. You know, like when you go to college, right? There's all types of people in the building, from teachers, administrators, maintenance people, students, right? You got to know who you are in the building. You know what I'm saying? If you think you got administrated, you going to the wrong office. You see what I'm saying? You got to know who you are. So that's the science of, you know, anything that you're reading, rather, you know, it's supposed to be something, you know, on the plane of internal development, or, you know, if it's just instructions on how to make a dish. You know what I'm saying? Did that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so you got any other ones?
What's the process of becoming a 5%?
I wouldn't exactly call it a process, you know, but the steps and stages is, you know, first you gotta choose this for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, being a 5%, right? And, you know, we teach that we God, right? So it ain't no outside forces. You know, we not just talking about in reference to miracles, but in reference to everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, like, we know it's problems in our communities, wherever, you know, if you black people, you know, that's our responsibility. You understand what I'm saying? So that's something that you have to choose. You see what I mean? It's not like a thing like with religion where it's like, you know, you accept Jesus and you walk through the pearly gates and then it's all, you know, nah. This is reality where you still dealing with protons, neutrons, and electrons in every atom, right? So that means positive and negative and everything. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you have to become and remain positive, you know what I'm saying, in the midst of whatever. And everybody can't handle that. You see what I mean? Remaining positive, you know, when that might not be popular, or that might, you know what I'm saying, there's resistance to you being popular. You see what I'm saying? You know, you responsible for all of that. So, you know, that's the first thing. You got to make that decision, be honest with yourself, you know, whether you want to do this. you gotta fast 3 days. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fast 3 days because, you know, you use the term, you say, you know, how you get the knowledge. See, really, you gotta bring the knowledge out of yourself. You see what I mean? It's X amount of facts and circumstances and everything that we can tell you and we can build on you, right? We can build what you want. But ultimately, the knowledge has to come from you. You see what I'm saying? Like, or I could do, or even the people, whoever you've been exposed to, they lit a spark in you. You see what I'm saying? So see, you making it here, there's people who's 5% ain't made it here yet. Been in this for decades. You see what I'm saying? But there was a spark inside of you where, see, you came here by yourself. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we fast 3 days, you know, so that you can demonstrate your own power to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you know, eating is a need. But if your stomach is telling you that I want to eat, but your mind can tell your stomach, no, not now, right? Then you should improve some of this power that we talking about. You see what I'm saying? Because when you come into this nation, right, like we say we brothers, right? We call Allah the Father. But see, the black man, the original man, we came with the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like how this screen right here came with an on and off button. We came with the universe, and then everybody else came from us through sex here on the planet. You see what I'm saying? The original man can come from sex, because that would mean that it was some people here first, and they're the original man. So in order to show and prove, you know what I'm saying, your mind power to yourself, you know what I mean? Because see, like I said, you know, remaining positive, you know, against all adversity and all of that takes mind power. You know, and over time, you will learn that, you know, your body and your physical abilities is only a part of your mind power. But first, you gotta begin by developing your mind. So you gotta fast 3 days, you know, and you know, then you start learning. You know, you start learning the family history. You know, depending on who you get the knowledge from. You know, they got ways that they found is best to teach. You know what I mean? So, you know, but that's the first 2 steps right there. You know, after that, like I said, depending on who you get the knowledge from, what degrees you start getting, right after that is depending on that.
What is your relationship with the universe?
I'm God. So, you know, see, when this is why we deal with supreme mathematics, right? Because supreme mathematics is how you contrast and compare. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you deal with proofs in geometry, and you got side angle side and angle side angle, right? So mathematics is a way that you could look at 2 things that to the naked eye might don't seem the same. You see what I'm saying? But once you deal with the mathematics of it, then you can see that, all right, these things is the same. You see what I'm saying? So this is how we look at our relationship to the universe, right? You know, in every cipher, right? Meaning every situation in the universe, right? So let's say we have a galaxy, right? There's some central force in that galaxy, right? That's controlling everything else, right? That central force is another manifestation of the essence of who we are. You see what I'm saying? And so, you know, wherever you see, you know, we the knowledge, right? So wherever you see the foundation of whatever the circle is that you're dealing with, right? Whether you're going to school, whether you're dealing with, you know, nebulas and dust clouds, et cetera, right? There's always a foundation to it. You know what I mean? And that foundation coincides with us. Now, you know about taxidermy, right? Taxidermy is like when they stuff the animals. You see what I mean? But see, if somebody have a stuffed lion right there, it ain't gonna eat you. You see, there's some animating force, right, within you know, I don't use that particular term, but when you were saying that, you know, the spirituality of man himself, right, is connected with all the other energy in the universe. You know what I'm saying? But the body without that force, that's just material that is going to be transformed into something else, you know, eventually at some point. But that's our relationship to the universe is as the sole controller. But, you know, you got to be able to see yourself for all those different planes. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, like, when you a child, right, you can't see yourself as an old person because you can't conceive of it. You know what I mean? So just the same way, there's levels of your own self. So if you just see yourself as just a physical being, right, then it's going to be hard for you to understand yourself as the sole controller of the universe. You know, but if you draw up the you know, the essence of yourself, right, as what manifests all things in your cipher, then it'd be much easier for you to see that.
How did you stumble upon the knowledge?
Well, it wasn't really stumbling, you know, at that time. The knowledge was very prevalent, you know, in New York. You know, this is the foundation of it. So, you know, it's one of those things where if you existed in New York during that time, you was gonna meet somebody that was a 5%. You know, now whether that person was, you know, had the ability to teach you or not might be a question, but it was, you know, I would say probably impossible for you, you know, not to experience the science of the 5%. You know, first of all, you know, it was something that from the very beginning, it went out all over the city. Like when Allah came out and said he was Allah, people from all over the city, kids from all over the city came to see what that was about. So, you know, and that pretty much New York City was saturated.
do you carry the math with you on a daily basis?
What you mean, how I carry it with me? Like,
Like,
physically,
how does the math determine your day?
well, see, like, today is born, right? So, born means to be complete. Now, see, all of the things that I learned as a 5%, right, in order to show the completion of that, right, is when I'm able to teach it. You see what I'm saying? So right now, knowledge is going to born. We completing another cipher right now. The same way somebody had the knowledge and they made it born to me. I got the knowledge and now I'm making it born to you. You see what I mean? And that's really when it's complete because, like I said, this knowledge is not, salvation in that form. Like I said, now you in the clouds. We have a lesson that says self or savior, meaning you have to save yourself. You see, because even these things that I'm telling you, ultimately, only you could draw them up. I could tell you. You see what I mean? But one only learn what one teaches self. See, ultimately, another thing, besides the questions you got, when we say that there's no mystery God, right? We're including the mystery story with the mystery God. Meaning all the magical powers and all that shit, yeah, that I ain't never seen that like that happen. You understand what I'm saying? So even when we say we God, right, to somebody who has a Christian concept, they're expecting you to fulfill this image that they have in their mind of a magical white man that exists in the clouds. You see what I'm saying? But in all reality, that magic don't exist. If it does, let's say this. Cause see, I don't believe in it. But let's say if I'm wrong, we would have to admit that for the last maybe 4,000 years, he's been asleep on the job. You know what I'm saying? And we've been on our own. You know what I'm saying? When you think about all the things that happened, the only thing that ever happened and saved us is somebody was born from within our people, within our situation, that did something about it. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is like Harriet Tubman is somebody that was born from our people in our situation and did something about it. You see what I mean? But there ain't no mystery God that ever came and saved us. You know what I mean? Like, the people who were on the march or watching all that, they could say they was praying, but I didn't see Jesus out there getting beat in the head and dog sicked on them. You understand what I'm saying? It was the actual people where, even when you read these religious texts, God always worked through a person. You see what I'm saying? So, for me, I skip that step of doing the praying and just go ahead and activate my mathematics and do what I gotta do. See, so that's who God is. You see what I'm saying? The person who understands that, whatever needs to be done, they got to do it, and has the ability to stand on a square, you see what I'm saying, and cause it to happen. See, that's what Allah did. You know what I'm saying? Whatever was going on, whatever, he seen that the youth needed, he went out there and did it himself to the point where, you know, he gave his life. You know, but he didn't lose it. He gave it to us. But you know, I'm gonna get into the class a little bit, and you know, any questions that you have, you go ahead and ask. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, so we on preserving the best part. You know, and you know, I've been having some situations. You know what I'm saying? Who we got in here? Magnetic, DeBar, King Mav, Justice, Inf Mega, Shakanulu, District 120. It's been a minute. Kasim, always on the set. Robbie, Self-I Bill. So look, you know, some ciphers I've been having. You know, look. Let's start out. Let's start out. You know, because it's, you know, preserving the best part. You know what? I'm not even gonna ask you. I'm just gonna say this, man. Preserving the best part means that everybody can't be down. That's what it means. See, type 1 in the comment box if you ever heard this saying. The knowledge is for everybody. But everybody's not for the knowledge. See, you gotta realize that science, man, you know, when you out there teaching. Is that for the people who is this, it ain't hard. For the people who's this, it's gonna spark something in them that they're gonna like. Look, let me tell you something. If you had the knowledge for any length of time, well, especially if you build outside, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about, you know, the way it was done in the 70s and 80s, right? 60s. You have people out there that will walk up to you and say that you taught them, that you was the reason that they got the knowledge, even though they didn't ask you, right? They might have, when they got the opportunity around one of their friends, that's who they end up, you know, actually getting the math from. But you was the person that they saw being God, that they could say, you know, yeah, I want to, you know, now that I have access to that, maybe they didn't know how to approach you or whatever the case may be. But just saying that, whatever you was doing, whatever you was saying, it sparked something in them. But see, if you have to convince somebody, then guess what you just did? I don't want to tell you because you you this is something I this week. Yo, Infomega, you still on here? Cause I got a question about you too. But this week, I maybe the way I say things is a little too harsh. But see, if you got to convince somebody the black man is God, you just spent how much every time that is searching for that does not exist too. Peace. Cause what else was y'all talking about?
Close it back up.
Yeah. Can anyone tell me what else do y'all be talking about when y'all be trying to convince these people, and it's these people that you always, you know, trying to deal with. See, I don't proselytize. I don't proselytize. I don't convert. See, I build and I teach, but I don't proselytize. See, if you got to convert them, they not this. Unfortunately, that's what preserving the best part means. It means, yeah, look, your man, he can't come, bro. We don't teach phantasmagoria or all that type of stuff. Like, this is a simple, straightforward science, right? There's no magical powers. There's just practice. I was in a cipher that was yesterday, and what was, there was some good things about that cipher, right? First of all, I don't get a chance to be in ciphers. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, usually I'm dealing with, but I mean, this was just a cipher where, look, everybody went through mathematics. And there's some funny shit too, right? Look, I'm sitting over here, I'm waiting like double dutch. I can't wait to bounce in. They gonna say, well, yo, guy, you gonna build? Hey, am I gonna build? You don't know the kid, man. That's my lane. So it was very energizing because this is my third day right here. When I wake up tomorrow, I eat. But this is my third day of a fast. So yesterday, and I've been moving around a lot on this fast. And I was moving around a lot before the fast. So my energy was kind of, I was feeling kind of weak, man. But then, when I got into that cipher, man, I was all hyped up, man. I was, you know what I'm saying? So, but the thing that I like, man, it was some new brothers in the cipher. You know what I'm saying? And, I liked when they built because, they wasn't just paraphrasing stuff that they heard. You know what I'm saying? Like, the stuff they was saying was kind of chopped up a little bit, But eventually they going to get it together because, see, they was drawing shit up for themselves. See, that's better than a person that's a private soldier never made it to captain. That's better than a robot. You understand what I'm saying? And see, when that happens, right, and this is for anybody that's new on here too, right, you got to do that. Like, see, the stuff that they were saying that, was a little off balance, see, you gotta don't be afraid to be wrong. See, be afraid to not be this. But don't be afraid. You ain't gotta be afraid. Period. Right? But what I'm saying is, if a person never says something, right, and then I don't know that there's a concept that you're not grasping. You see what I mean? It could be one simple thing. I'm like, oh nah, that's the on off button right there. But if I don't never see you interact with the computer, I don't know that you don't know that. You see what I'm saying? So by them coming out and manifesting things that they drew up, right? They gonna elevate faster than motherfuckers that try to be secret and you trying to just listen to everything that I say on the internet and all that shit. Them brothers gonna elevate fast. You know what I'm saying? And so that was a part of the cipher that I liked. You know what I'm saying? Besides, just can't get my swings in. I ain't get my swings in. Look, it felt like back in days. And look, I went last. So I had to come up with some fly shit. you know, how I had to run it down. But look, that's because I love that kind of stuff. You said there is telescopes that can see 3 billion light years away. They ain't seen heaven yet. If I have to prove to you that the earth is more than 6,000 years old, then yeah. There's certain things like that where it's like, look, and then see, the person is the person. See, I'm gonna tell you another thing, right? See, if a person don't see something for themselves, right, it's still religious. Like if they did it, right, because I said it, then what's the difference if you did it because the Pope said it? What's the difference you did it because Jesus said it? Or it's in the Bible? That's still religion. Until you see it for yourself and internalize it, right? And then you can live it out. Let me tell you something. If you walk around, that's what I told you, don't never do that. Because that's religious. See? And I'm not your leader, teacher, and guide. See, if you don't show and prove things for yourself, then you have to walk around saying the Honorable Darkim Be Allah teaches us. You don't want to walk around saying that, do you? Don't laugh, guy. Why you?
You know, you do you, man. I'm trying to interrupt you. And you seen it though, right? It ain't funny, but that's not gonna laugh.
But that's what has to happen. That's why it's still religious until you really draw it up for yourself. If you've never gotten past the point of paraphrasing, look, we gotta learn. We learn from examples. Some of the examples is examples that we make of ourselves, right? And some of the examples are examples that we see other people. And so during those times, right, we experimenting with high explosives. But you experimenting so that now you can know. Now you know who is causing all this to happen, what is causing all this to happen. That's what it tell you, right? But see, those things, this knowledge is not theoretical. It's not hypothetical. It's not totally empirical either. Because we know that everything can't be seen with the naked eye. But what I'm saying is, it's got to be lived out. Like, these is things that we saying, like, look, when you put your kids in school, and, you know, certain people might be of a certain age, and you know that, look, you send them in there 5%. Not all of them come back out 5%. Because it's difficult to maintain this knowledge, right, in the face of adversity, especially when you haven't chosen it for yourself. See, let me tell you something. That's something that came up too. See, you can really only be birthed in the knowledge. Born means to be complete. You cannot thrust this knowledge on to nobody. You cannot conquer with the sword. You're not going to convert. You're not going to oppress. None of that stuff. And build God. That's not how it works. And I'm saying, when you accept this, right? When you accept this, you can stop casting your jewels amongst the swine. See, a lot of times, that's what's happening. Is that you project a situation, right? Like, look, I would agree with this, right? Everybody would be better off with the knowledge. But everybody ain't gonna get it. See, look, I could want for my brother what I want for myself. But my brother gotta want that for himself. And if he don't, you can't force him. See, even when you deal with teaching women, right? Here's a question. What do submit mean? Because I know that's a big word right there. That's a big word. What does submit mean to everybody in the what does that mean to you as an individual? What does that mean, submit? Like when you say the earth submit to her God, what does that mean?
Surrender.
Surrender? Okay. Follow? Okay. Anyone else out there? Anyone else out there in TV land? Bow down. Okay, in agreement. I like this kind of talking. VC Realm, from the home of hip hop, St. Louis, Missouri. Hey, Inf Maggie, you still in there? I wanted to ask you a question. not argumentative and confrontation. Uh, well, that might be say anyone else. You said to submit to anything other than self. I mean, now, there's a little bit issue there with you use the word submit to say what submit means. So we need some clarity there. Ready to conform. See, now look, I'm going to the Bible scrolls here. Because, allowing one to lead. Okay, now look, I like that word, right? See, we finesse. We not brutes. See what I'm saying? We're not going to go out there and club a woman over the head and drag her by the head back to the cave. That's not us, bro. We finesse. And so what that means is that a woman has to choose to do the knowledge to you. See, a lot of times, that's what it is. When we start putting these terms, surrender, bow down, it don't really mean that. Like, if that's what, y'all relationship consists of, then so be it. That's not my business. You understand what I'm saying? But submit is saying we not brutes, man. See what I'm saying? Our women deal with us because they love us and we love them, and we have the knowledge to be a leader. You see what I'm saying? And see that's also with teaching, man. We finesse, man. We not gonna come. This ain't good times. See, some of y'all might be a little bit younger, but I know some of us is old enough to remember the episode of Good Times where the gang tried to recruit Michael. Michael comes in the house with the gang jacket on, right? So his mom said, "What you doing with that jacket on, right?" She said, "Yeah, I had to join the gang." He said, "What you mean you had to join the gang?" He said, "We was on the playground and they came to the playground, the gang, and they asked one kid if he wanted to be down. And he said no. So they broke his arm." He said they asked another kid if he wanted to be down. And he said no. And they broke his leg. So he said, when they came to me and asked if I wanted to be down, they was looking at my neck. So I said, that's not this. This ain't 632 and we conquering North Africa. Nah, man, we teach, man. We got style and grace, man. See, we love smooth, man. Law's not a brute. You know what I'm saying? If business got to get handled, he's one of the baddest that's out there. That's what I heard. But he's not a brute. We teachers. And people that want to do that, let them go ahead. Says she using her mind and y'all working the chord. She always paying attention. Don't say one thing and do opposite. Can't fake it till you make it. You will be exposed. I mean, they are good at that. See, I'm gonna tell you something. Good women don't really need to be told what to do. You know, that's something that I found, you know, even with my experience of doing things in the nation, right? Is that the earth that's on point, you don't really got to tell them what to do. You just got to tell them what the movement is. And see, that is submission. When she's saying, yeah, I like that movie, I'm going to be down. But, you know, once you start putting all this stuff, like, look, there was a brother, right, that he had told his woman that she had to pray to him, like Salat. That happened, and I mean, I was there, but, you know, this was real life. Like, I didn't see that on TV.
I'll talk to you. Peace, bro. Dog out here. Come on.
You said submitting is a form of falling victim, and not necessary is always a bad thing. Okay, break that down for me, Jake. Submitting is a form of falling victim.
Can you say submitting is like fasting?
No, I'm fasting right now. I'm not submitting to nothing.
But it's like you're submitting not to eat, right? You're submitting to that knowledge of why you're fasting, because fasting helps your mind. And the woman submission should
See,
help the
here's the thing though, right? Here's the thing. I'm me. Like, that's kind of redundant, saying that I submit to myself. You see what I mean? The whole idea, the plan, the method, the amount of time, everything that I'm fasting, I chose that. You see what I'm saying? I chose it from my own thoughts. Now, if somebody said, well, look, if you fast for 20 days straight, right, you'll be able to levitate, right? Now, I'm choosing to do your plan. You know, especially if, because I don't know, I never heard that before. There's no evidence that that's going to happen. You see what I mean? So I'm just submitting to your plan, your idea, what you're saying here, because I don't have no reason to think that. It's the difference if you tell me something and then I think, you know something, based on the things that I know, that might work. That's different. You said your actions submit to your thoughts? No, I don't. I mean, my action, my thought and my action is one thing. Like my action is the completion of my thought. What time is it? It's already. You know what? I'm not gonna be, because I told y'all right now I'm fasting, so I ain't got 3 hours in me today. My lips already feel chapped. My lips already feel chapped already right now. You said that's a submission of will. What is a submission of will? But yeah, I gotta go to the supermarket. But today, I'm not even gonna do no heavy shopping. I'm gonna get like a plate of fruit, you know, and I'm gonna start off with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going, because something about this particular fast, I feel the shrinking of my stomach. So I already know this is one of those fasts. If I come off of this too heavy, I'll be in trouble. Come off lightly and politely. But Jay, I still was waiting for this when you said submitting is falling a victim. Dates. That's how the Muslims come off their fast. But they don't be fasted. Well, I ain't gonna say they don't be fasting, but they don't fast like we fast. Now I'm about to rack up. I'm about to have like every fruit that's ripe over there, I'm about to get it. I gotta go down there and catch the Trader Joe's. Catch the Trader Joe's so I can get some non-GMO stuff. What happened to Robbie? Why you at full UFC? Oh, submission moves. I was about to say. I was like, what happened, Robbie? You just went full UFC. Oh man. But see, I'm gonna tell you something about this word submission, right? And see how Arabi just used it in the terms of, submission holds in mixed martial arts. You know what I'm saying? Uh, submit is a word that has come to have many uses, right? Because you also, you submit an application. It means to give something. But I'm just saying that when, you got to understand all those definitions, right? Because, see when women hear the knowledge, right? You know what they be thinking? Why can't I be God? That's what they be thinking. And see, a lot of y'all have submitted and said, well, you got this. You see, you didn't submit it. You see what I mean? Because you ain't got no finesse. You're not really a builder. You can't teach. And you got fear to tell her who she really is. Exactly, Shaganu. Don't let the power you power you. See? Is it see I power her or her power I see? Yeah, they think it's anti-female because the way it's described. But like I said, it means that she chooses to give you what she gives you. From her attention of her mind to babies to whatever it is. So, I don't know if y'all got any questions, because see, I know y'all. If y'all got any questions, let's go ahead and start settling that up, because like I told y'all, I gotta go handle my handle, and then, on top of handling my handle, I just need to get some rest because I've been fasting for 3 days. And then, so when I wake up in the morning, that's when I eat. So y'all, don't ask nothing too complicated, because you need nutrients for your brain too. Yeah, she green one. That's for the other channel, Mr. Green one. I know we've been exploring. I know we've been exploring the the Bible scrolls. But we gotta put that on the other channel. Submit is also discipline. You know, discipline. Yeah, that's a big thing that gets ignored now. That really gets ignored. So, you know, I guess I had another situation today where, you know, whatever I spoke on was so crystal clear that it takes no explanation. So, you know, we'll come back over here. You got any questions about, you know, any of the other stuff who's building on? Yes, yes, so that's what I'm saying. You know, that's called wisdom. Hey G, what no.
Oh,
What does Asiatic mean?
Asiatic mean?
Yeah, what does Asiatic mean?
Asiatic means the mind or Asia. I'm guessing.
Oh, don't guess, just say you don't know.
I don't know.
So Jay says falling victim to the will of Allah is a good reaction. Falling victim to the will of the devil, you get a negative reaction. I mean, this just sounds like a misnomer to me. You know, because first of all, see, a victim and a beneficiary is not the same thing. You know, I'm a beneficiary of the will of Allah to teach the babies to be the greatest that they can be. You know what I mean? Like, you know, George Washington is not a victim of the system of slavery. You know what I'm saying? He's a beneficiary of that, you know, activity. So, you know, maybe it's one of those personal bias kind of things where when I read that, it's it just seems like a concept that's a misnomer to me. You know, Allah doesn't have victims. You said Asia is the body, Attic is the mind.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. I was feeling that And I heard the attic is the mind.
Mm-hmm.
You keep the best parts in the attic. The best knowledge at the top. Like when you put everything in your house, you put all the good stuff at the top of the attic that you cherish. The mind is like the attic.
Anyone else? Well, actually, I only asked you that. See, Asiatic is the people of Asia. Just like American is the people of America. Brazilian is the people of Brazil. See, Al-Asia is the whole planet. So just like in the other knowledge degree, where it tells you the planet Earth is the home of Islam, right? Because Al-Asia is our home, we're Asiatic.
I did hear the name of the planet Earth is Asia.
Yeah.
The original name of the planet Earth. Some people don't even know that. They got that name. That's crazy.
I would hope they know that. If they got that name. You know, I mean, look, I'm not saying not to draw things up, right? But I'm just telling you that, you know, we can keep things in the simplest form too. Asiatic is the people of Asia. Like, we not from no experiment with monkeys. We not, the Anunnaki did make us. We right here from this planet, right? We came with the universe and everybody else and everything else, right, came from us. See, all these elements that we see out here in nature, they exist in our body too.
We got fire in our stomach. We're acid.
No, I'm just saying that we came with the universe. There's no beginning or ending to us. When we say we have no birth record, with all the other stuff that you see, like the brother said, they can look 3 billion light years away. Yeah, when all that stuff was getting out there, we was here. You said, is submitting and falling victim relatable? Nah. You know, I mean, I suppose there's some ways that it can be. You know, like if you're looking at it, say in one of the ways that Arabi was looking at it, where you saying like submitting an opponent, right? So then you might be able to say that the person fell a victim to your arm bar. Like everybody knew that the arm bar is your main weapon, and they fell a victim anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, they was talking about all the defense they was going to do. Nah, I can see when they do that, I'm going to do this. Then you fell a victim, yeah. But y'all some harsh guys, man. She just look at, she Mr. Green, when you look like you ready. We gotta fire up the other channel. The biblical script, the biblical scripture channel for you, man. Whew.
Can you say just submitting also means just getting with the program? Simply means getting with the program, getting with the system. Like everybody, we have to create systems. So submitting is knowing what to do and just getting with the program.
Yeah, when it's not your program. See, I think what might be happening too, right, is at least the people that's commenting here, right, is all men. And so that's the way that word touches your brain. The culture of the nation of gods and earth have influenced many to observe and follow the ways and actions of the culture without having knowledge of self. No. They is influenced many to use our knowledge and our language. But see, if they was following the ways and actions of our culture, why they don't know 120? Why they outside doing and saying the stuff they doing? That's not our culture. You know, what a lot of times that is just people who you know, they feel like they have some secret knowledge over everybody else. You know, when they use it in the terminology like, you know, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm this much better than everybody because I got knowledge of self. And then end up in situations where they come out worse than the 85s. or people who don't claim to have this knowledge. But in all reality, you got to be able to make that distinction between people who may have been around us for a long time and became well versed in using our language, and people who is this. They see the guy right here. I see them have a whole conversation with people in Spanish. You Spanish?
No, sir.
You see? That's not going to make you that, bro. Like I said, you got to make that choice, man. And then stand on that square, man, and show and prove it. I've seen every episode of Star Trek. I don't know how to fly a spaceship. Yes, it don't work like that. He said some people got beat down back in the day and never came back into the knowledge of self, but followed as an observer. What? Well, I've seen that happen. When I'm informing people submit to my authority as that, we're all journeymen at the end of the day. They can choose to not follow a task or an idea that I say needs to happen. Yeah, now that's submitting. See, where you're getting directions from somebody and you're choosing to follow them. You see what I'm saying? But this is what I'm saying. You're supposed to be teaching the woman. She's not just submitting just out the blue. See, like he's saying right there, right? He said they can refuse the order. So even if people come from the jump, it's probably certain people, if they say he's the foreman, everybody's already like, yeah, I'm gonna be doing my thing, man. I'm not because I already know this cat don't know what he's doing. See, that's when all that other funny stuff comes into play. But see, when you've shown and proven, right, then no, submitting is not none of them things. It's not bowing down. It's not falling a victim or none of that. Harmony, equality, smell goods. 49 Wu-Tang. It's been a minute. I ain't seen you in a minute. True light.
True light.
Mm-hmm. But see, it can't be, 49 Wu-Tang. Do you acknowledge, I guess, that, we can't be observers. The acknowledge is observation. Yeah, we observing at all times. But I'm saying the way you describing it, right, is people on the sidelines. Divine Graphics. Alkim Salam. What you miss? I mean, I had such a eventful week that there was some lessons from the week that just make sure just add on, because see, sometimes everybody don't know something. Like, you might take for granted that people know what you know. That's how it is when you go to DMV and they got all this procedure that they change every 6 months, and then when you get there, they act like you supposed to, like, lady, I don't work here. But so yeah, that's we stay basic today. We stay basic. You know what I mean? And just let people know that you can't. I don't know what everybody means by that. But preserving the best part means that everybody can't be down. Like, see, when it's a pot of food, right? And you go make your plate. This ain't for everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Just say everybody can't be down. Certain love missed us by that much. Certain love, I was thinking about this brother, and it made me think about you. That it was used to be this brother. He's the youngest brother that I knew from the street. Like, I've known, newborn babies, that, had the knowledge from, but I'm talking about somebody that I met him in the street was this brother named Wise. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen Wise. I don't know, Wise was like 7, and he used to play up the block, really. He used to be up in the middle of the block, over there by the hydrant and all that, where they had the skelly board and all that. And we used to be at the corner. You know what I'm saying? But Wise used to come down to the corner. Like, at some point during every day, Wise would come down to the corner and he knew his lessons. You know what I'm saying? He'd come down, say peace, boom, we ask him. Every blue moon, he might come up to the park with us. You know what I'm saying? But I was just thinking about Wise the other day. Right, see this right here? Where you guys said, that's why I lead by example. Some had to be told and shown, though whereas others acted based on how I executed. You see? You said there's only 5% of the total population that will have this knowledge. Well, look, 2 things with that. That's in this day and time. I'm saying, because that number has fluctuated, the number of people with the knowledge. And here's the thing that I would say, right? Let's say we go with this, what you're saying, right? 5% of the total population will have the knowledge. We got some serious catching up to do. Hey, listen, it's time to get on the ball out there, Divine Graphics. You said your life's preservation is the best part, and that's what I'm saying, right? Now look, preserving your life means not fucking with everybody. It means there's some people that can't be around you. You know what I'm saying? It means everybody can't be down, bro. I'm just saying you got to remember that, because see, sometimes, a lot of times, man, you know, that was you know, Shaquem was the deal. You know, but you know, that's something that you know, people don't think about. People don't think about. You know what I'm saying? But you know, even in terms of when you going out there and you saying certain things, and see like 49 Wu-Tang, the people that see what you do is you create fads and fashions. Like for instance, right? And a lot of people in here, I know you got the knowledge after 1993, right? If you got the knowledge after 1993, do you know that for the people that had the knowledge in the 80s, right? There was no Wu-Tang era. There was no brand Nubian era. Yeah, like, yo, what are y'all talking about? Like, Wu-Tang era. You know, but people were thinking that type of stuff was a part of the knowledge. Like, you know, no, those was people that was exposed to this knowledge, that used this knowledge in their music. See, a lot of people, that's what I seen too, is they don't really want to put that thing on the scale. When I say put it on the scale, right, I mean that there's positive and negative in it, right? So yeah, the message got out to a lot of people, right? But does that really outweigh the fact of how distorted the music went out there to people? You know, at the very least, we would have to say that, look, it's diminishing returns. You know, and me personally, I would go as far as to say that you know, it's negative returns. You know, like that's the way we used to talk. Like, look, you know, we don't, you know, we don't need 100 brothers. I'd rather have one brother with me that's true and living than 100 people, you know, 100 observers, you know, 100 people that use our language but have never stood on a square. Alkim Salam. I mean, look, you know, I think you got my Instagram. Hit me on Instagram, right? Only because, you know, I'm leaving that situation alone. I would say this, right? The situation was dealt with. You know, but like I was telling the rest of the brothers and sisters on here before you came on here, look, this is my third day of a fast. So whatever happened, it's cleansed. I'm purified. You know what I'm saying? All that. But look, let's say this, right? Because that part went out, but overall, God, it was a beautiful day. You know what I'm saying? But put it like this, right? As one of the people responsible for the event, right? Lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? About who I bring to represent the what's the name, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, look, we gave out 100 book bags with school supplies, right? We gave out 50 t-shirts to the kids that say Gods and Earths. You know what I'm saying? We had free food. You know what I'm saying? We was out there from 12 o'clock to 9:30. We got a beautiful painting of a law school. I don't know if you saw that. You know what I'm saying? A couple people posted it. King Asiatic, they had a beautiful painting of him and another beautiful painting on of Freedom God. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all know him as Papa Wu, but Freedom God. And everybody came out and had a great time. You know what I mean? And it was an event for men, women, and children. You know what I'm saying? For everybody to come out and see that we deal with love, peace, and happiness and civilization. You know what I'm saying? So that point got across. You know what I mean? But, that got out of hand. And, I just say from my perspective, won't happen again. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. And we sent 25 book bags to the Day of the Babies. I think that was Patterson. That whatever our event was the 31st. This event was the 1st. I'm fairly sure. So it was either Patterson or Newark. I'm fairly sure it was Patterson. You know what I mean? So all those things right there, right? Whatever happened with that, it ain't negated. You know what I mean? It was just positive elevation always correct errors. Yeah, that's what Al-Kim Salam is saying, that, when we got to the performance part, a few things was said that, don't necessarily reflect the teachings of Allah. You know what I'm saying? But, it happened. That part was fantastic too. Brothers enjoyed themselves, but I gotta clean it up a little bit for the next time. You know what I mean? But we're gonna keep it going. Right now the next thing is Halloween. So the plan with that is I'm gonna get the candy, right? I'm gonna get around about $200 of candy, right? Because I'm not celebrating Halloween. But see, you had 364 days to go out and teach the babies, right? Whatever you wanted to tell them about Halloween. Why are you going to pick the day when they want the candy to be a jackass? You think they're going to listen to you tomorrow? when you... They saying, man, fuck that motherfucker. This nigga's talking about bar humbug and we came over there looking for candy. You see what I mean? But we do know that the ideas behind that day is not ideas that we try and promote. You know what I'm saying? So to give it an angle from us, right, we're going to we're gonna make some T-shirts. So we got 3 different T-shirts that's gonna be made. One that say the black man is God, one that say the black woman is the earth, and one that say the babies is the greatest. You know, the assorted colors or whatever. So you know they ain't gonna look at it right then, but when they get home and see that, you know that's a seed planted right there of some positivity at least. You know what I mean? And you know, we still in the brainstorm level for some other things, but you know, from a lot of things that you know, a lot of the events and everything, you know, it's been a lot of support, you know, from y'all out there, you know, on the channel and other people, you know, across the country and everything. So, you know, you know, a lot of people, you know, they want to be a part of things, so they be asking me what's the next thing. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna start brainstorming some other things for us to put on the calendar, you know, and you know, we gotta teach the babies is the greatest, but you know, we supposed to teach the whole world. And you know, a lot of these events, you know, I already know it's gonna be some backlash, but look, it's gotta be for men, women, and children in this day and time, because it's not like when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? When I walked outside, I was outside. My parents ain't have no idea that I'm down here, you know, with I'm down here with Rogues Gallery. You know what I'm saying? You know, but it's not like that now. You know what I mean? Kids is mostly in their house playing video games, so when they go outside, it's a, you know, so you know, we gotta create a situation so that if a child tell their parent, look, I want to go down there, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? You know, a brother told me a story one time. I ain't gonna tell you who it is, but we're gonna wrap it up with this right here. Right? Because the story is funny. Like when he told me, I bust out laughing, man. So he said, yo, he's getting the knowledge, and his pops is like, what is this? What are you talking about? Shit. You met God on 120. God is on 126th Street. Nah, man. You ain't doing none of this, man. Who's this teaching you this stuff, man? So whatever happened, they in the house, they going back and forth, right? So he's like, yo, take me down there. I want to talk to him, right? So he said, yo, they walk up on the block, right? And he says to his pops, yeah, there you go right there. Let me hear you talk that stuff you was talking about. He says to his pop, let me hear you talk that stuff you was talking now. So of course first, Allah slowed him down. Like, whoa, son. What's wrong with you, man? Talk your father, because that was not Allah's teachings. Knowledge is respect. So, you know, the brother came over, you know what I'm saying, and Allah built with him. And he said, yo, when his pops walked off, he said, yes, all right, you be around here, you can stay with him. You see what I'm saying? So, to a certain degree, that's just the way it is now, man. You gotta get with the times. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the days, you know, it was nothing to be 20 miles. Like New York is big. So you could be 20 miles from home and still be in New York. You still, the train system is still how you moving around. But in this day and time, you know, the way we gotta apply this knowledge, you know, like look, we got true light right here, right? But we got a little true light. We got the little true light is 7. You know, there's 1 in 36. We got a couple people. We got Amor, you know what I'm saying? But them, they just got their math. You know what I'm saying? Tristan and his brother, but they, we still gotta get that Christianity out of them. But all them people I'm talking about, they 15 down. We met them, all these people, we met them, 7, 8, 9, 10. Muhammad, some of them, Muhammad and them, they, some of them, they African and all that. But that's the people that's here. That's the people what you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? You see what I'm saying? Everybody that come to me, you'll get the same thing. The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who you is. 4 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, black, brown, purple, polka dot, you can get the same thing. So, we're going to keep working on that. You know what I mean? Right now, like I said, I'm going to take it down. I feel the chappedness of my lips growing. Getting worse by the second. But it's like that. So, y'all know how we do. Tomorrow we'll be back on. Yeah, that's about it. So, of course, everybody that made it this far in the video, do the each one, teach one. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow, once again, is our day. You know what I'm saying? For the record, shout out to all the people that be asking. I'm Blackjack Mulligan now, Claw. But, yeah, situation is improving. Overall, the situation is improving. The therapy has really been working. It started off slow, but it's like it's picking up. It's actually working. So I guess it's already a little bit late to say speedy recovery, but I am recovering. I don't know if peace. If I'm thinking maybe this is a sign of the times, man. Like I'm old now or something. Because years ago this shit would have been healed I would have been good by the weekend. But maybe I'm that injured too. I don't know. I can't call it. But I guess I just have to be more careful. At any rate, I'm gonna sign off and say peace. See y'all tomorrow.